Hello everyone, today I'm getting ship shape with a new Crown battle fleet for Dystopian Wars from Warcradle Studio as I take a look at what's inside the Gloriana. Okay, so the Gloriana Battlefleet Set, big honking box, contains many ships. So you can get the Gloriana Dreadnought, some of the flying War Rotors and Battle Rotors, and then a slew of cruisers and destroyers. Oh, frigates, I beg your pardon. There's also a little quick start booklet involved as well. This is for the Crown. However, it is, I believe, based on the Crown's colonies. So I think this is actually leaning into India. So as you can see, box is stuffed. We have Gloriana. We have our set of bases, resin, and we have 2, 4, 6 sprues. And if I look at those sprues, there are 4 ship and then 2 War Rotor. So let's have a closer look at these. Okay, so the Gloriana, read this first booklet. 16 pages long, finishes with the QRF for the game. And the rest of the booklet gives a little brief about the Crown and the Camelot class, which I believe is the Gloriana's standard Dreadnought basic. So here we go. Resin build for the Gloriana. Darker grey come off the plastic sprues. So we have 1, 2, 3 different variants. Camelot spelt wrong. Then you can have the Albion Cruiser, Bedivere, the Caliburn, and then your War Rotors, the Predain, and the Tintagel. So fairly straightforward. The plastic sprues then. These are obviously the War Rotors. Came via the most recent starter set. So, War Rotors, you get 2 Tintagel and 1 of the large Predain per sprue. Everything is numbered fairly clearly. And we've got options a go-go from batteries to rockets. No torpedoes, shame. I like a torpedo launcher from the Crown. But overall, very nice. Then for our cruiser and frigates, similar sort of deal. We have our 2 little frigates, and then the main cruiser sprue, all the various options. Obviously, there are a lot of options in Dystopian Wars that allows you to magnetize and go ham quite a bit. So we have our torpedoes, gun batteries, rockets here, some shield generators towards the back. Everything a growing fleet should need. Finally, the Gloriana itself. 1 single piece body and 2 additional sprues. So, again, really nice detail on this. Little sprue gate to the front, just under that unicorn, which really means this should be a Scottish Dreadnought. It is, after all, their national animal. This line of minarets down the side, the tops of them here. And then we have our back piece. This is reversible depending on build. So I wonder if it will remain that way. Will you be able to flip it out? We can have a wee look after. But yeah, small amount of flashing along the base, but the cast is relatively clean, bubble free and slip free. So let's get some of these built up and then we'll take a look at them in all their glory. Anna. Okay, so back with everything built up so we can take a look at it. Off the bat here we have the Gloriana, which is around about 157 mil long. As you can see, I've went with the Gloriana version, which has got 4 sets of batteries on there, and then a couple of additional turrets. If you went for the Adventurer, these rear minarets are left off in favour of this set of cranes, and then this back piece is actually flipped round the other way. Some of this is cosmetic, so if you wanted to have that separate so that you could swap between the Gloriana and the Adventurer, you could do so. It would just mean you're going to have cranes here all the time. If you want to go for the third Camelot, which doesn't have these additional turrets on the side, then you need to obviously magnetize these. I will say these have the sprue gates were very thin coming in from the side, but then it finished in like a dovetail, which I had to carve out, which means in some cases this is a little up and down. However, they are embedded in the turret ring with the crenellations surrounding it, so you can't see that. So you don't need to be too worried about being very finicky with the cleanup on those. But obviously, it's a grand old ship. Broadsides, turrets, and all the batteries you can want. For the plastics, I would cut off the base of the engine stacks. There are holes recessed in there, but I found that there's a certain amount of shrinkage on the actual hole itself. So you're either going to have to carve the hole out to get them to sit in, or it's just easier just to clip the plastic tenon off the base of these and then just super glue them into situ. So there we have the Gloriana in all its glory. Alongside that, like I said, there were cruisers. So little cruiser with torpedo and rockets in this case. You can make them in a whole host of ways. If you want to put the broadsides on, you can do that. So obviously, like a lot of the Dystopian Wars ships, magnets are your friend. You can leave them off, but I find that just having them friction fitted on top is fine up until the point where somebody nudges the table and then all of a sudden a lot of these turrets go away. But a very simple build, nice and clean. And alongside that we have the little frigates. So say each sprue lets you make 2 of the frigates. So in total then you've got 4 cruisers and 8 frigates alongside the Gloriana. And then we have the flying parts of the box set. So the biggest is the War Rotor. Things to look out for on this when you're building it. These rotors, although they look the same, are not the same. So you want the hole to the bottom. But you can angle these and you can leave them to be tiltable depending on how you want to set it up. Or in my case, I just glued them into a nice forward motion because I'm like that. Again, weapon options are available. So there are various loadouts you can give them. It's a nice bit of kit. Very easy to assemble overall. And then we have the little battle and scout rotors. So I actually hadn't realized there were 3 different types of flyer. So you've got 2 of the smallest scout, 1 of the Tintagel, and then obviously the big one. Like this, very flying boat-esque. Had a little bit of issues getting this to fit. The back rudder, there's like an hourglass insert where that goes in. I needed to file and scrape the insert itself, and then also the rudder section that was going in there, because it was kept popping out because it was such a tight fit. So you'll have a little bit. I clean it and dry fit it first before you add the polystyrene cement on that one. But nice level of detail on that. And then our Saxon wing and a half, bi-wing maybe, I don't know, possibly VTOL X engines on it. It's a cute little bird as well. So size-wise, they go from 40mm for our little one, then up to 55, and finally the main battle rotor is 85mm long, and so you get 2 of each of these and then 4 of the scout rotors to go with, giving you quite an amount of combined arms. So there we have the Gloriana box. There we have it. The crown expanding into its various empire parts. We get a bit more of the story and background for the crown as we see what some of the colonies are doing for the fight. Nice mixture of both sea and aerial squadrons to add to your crown fleets. So if you want to go for the Gloriana and take it onwards to glory, see what I did there, then this is probably a great way of getting into Dystopian Wars, maybe switching factions. But let me know what you think, folks. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.